So I'm back. Had to take a little break. This is part 2 of Michelle's Pearls of Wisdom. Is it ever okay for a man to put his hands on a woman? So part 2 is the fella's turn. So this is really interesting. I was super impressed with my guy friends. Once again, this is probably why they're my friends. Most of my guy friends really stuck to the fact that they really don't think it's ever okay to put their hands on a woman. For the most part, they felt as though they can always get themselves out of it, which is amazing because that means they're doing some pretty goddamn extraordinary things to get themselves out of some of these crazy ass situations that us ladies can put them in. Let's be honest, sometimes we can be a little crazy. But at the same point, they also feel as though there may be some times where they have no choice in the matter. And when they have no choice, they've had to defend themselves. I do have a couple guy friends who've actually been in the situation where they've actually put their hands on a woman. And for the most part afterwards, they felt like shit. Like, even though they know they did the right thing, it didn't make them feel good. It didn't make them feel like more manly or anything. It actually made them feel really terrible about it because ultimately, this is probably someone that you cared about. This is probably somebody that you loved. And you physically hurt them. So, if the guys have not looked at the first part yet, you should. But if you have not looked at it, just to let you know right off the bat, most of my female friends felt as though it was perfectly a reasonable action to defend yourself. If a woman was hitting you or doing something to you, you should be able to defend yourself. So, for my fellows out there that in confidence told me that they've been in this situation and how they felt horrible afterwards, us women, if we are your true friends and you tell us about the situation, we're not going to look at you any different. We're not going to put you in this light of being like a big bad bully or a monster. No. We feel as though if you did it in the circumstances where you were defending yourself, then you did what you had to do. Plain and simple. Once again, I'll say it again. No one has the right to put their hands on another person and the other person just takes it. So, I had a couple good stories from my guys. One being from a younger guy. He's probably, I think, in his mid to late 20s. But the incident that he wrote about, he was in high school. So, I would like to read you his story. He says, I don't condone in hitting a woman because I'm an athletic dude and I know my own strength. If it came to the situation where I was I was in a situation where I was close and I had to push her. He said in high school, a girl was trying to start some shit and punched me in my face. She punched him in his face. They were in the cafeteria, so he ended up pushing her a good 15-20 feet. But his initial reaction, he wanted to swing back on her, but he restrained from doing that and just pushed this bitch. She's lucky. So he said, if I would have punched her, it would have been a totally different outcome. But I also believe a woman should know what she's up against when hitting a man. You can't just throw face shots and expect not to be hit back. It's a double-ended sword. Completely agree with him on that. I then asked him, well, did you get in trouble? Did she get in trouble? What happened? And the sad part is, this young man got suspended from school for, I think he said 1 day. Nothing happened to her. Even though in the middle of the cafeteria in school, she punched this man dead in his face in front of however many witnesses. And This young man got suspended, lost a day of his education, got something put on his permanent record that could have stopped him from getting into colleges. It could have stopped him from having his football career that he wanted. It could have stopped so many things in his life because this bitch felt that she wanted to hit him. Really? Ladies, come on now. This is the shit I'm talking about right here. So, that was his story. And I just want to tell this young man, when he watches this, that I am sorry that this ever happened to you. Not fair, not cool. And it's disgusting that you had to get a punishment out of it. I get it. The schools have a non-tolerance for physical violence. But if that's the case, then this bitch should have been suspended too. She should have been right there with him with that punishment. I think she should have actually had a worse punishment. She should have been suspended probably longer because she was the aggressor. She was the one that initiated the whole entire ordeal. It's disgusting. And this is what freaks me out about my sons right now, being in high school and having this situation happen to them. I will be pissed if I had to come up to that school to go talk to the school's principal and the whole thing was initiated by a little chicken head little female. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started. Mama Bear's about to come out. Not cool. I did have another male friend who had like a totally different perspective on the situation. And they actually took it a little bit deeper. He said, well, coming from a household of strong black women, if a guy doesn't fight back, then he's going to have his ass whooped. There's a difference between hitting and beating. If a female is attacking you, you have the right to defend yourself. Not saying that you have to black out her eyes or knock her teeth out, but more so get that lick in. Make her think, hey, this guy just hit me back and it hurt. I better stop before he really hurts me. But then it raises another question. How well do I know this person? Correct. A stranger might be on the road to get her ass whipped, but once again, it goes back to, hey, I'm going to tell you verbally to stop. Then comes that lick. And then finally, I'm going to have to do what I need to do to make you stop. Family and friends, oh, we gonna fight. I grew up under an older sister, and if I did not fight her back, she would have been kicking my ass every day. But girlfriend or wife, where I believe that there shouldn't ever be a reason to go to blows with someone you love, hitting is not love. But my previous statement still stands for this situation. And for my daughters and nieces, I'm teaching them early on how to protect themselves and teach them to keep their hands to themselves. Because if you hit, you can get hit back. And I feel for gay guys, it plays a totally different set of rules. I would say if you are a girl, don't hit a gay guy. Because then they gonna fight you. And more likely, they're gonna be going for the kill. He said that he's actually seen a girl talk mad shit to a gay guy, get in their face, with the idea that this is a man that's less than a man and more of a woman. Because they think the same thing. And since we're talking, he says, that because they like the same thing, dick. And since we're talking about gay, let's talk about Butch Dykes, his terminology. Where they're technically women, but they have a man mindset. And they will challenge you the same, just as a guy can kick your ass. So if you're living under the underwritten rule, don't hit girls, then be ready to get your ass beat. And staying with the LGBTQ community, we now have trans people that now fall into the category of a woman. He is now a she. So do you not hit him because now she's a she? Or if she is now a he, technically, is she still a she? She once has breasts and now has just a built-in dildo. If you hit he that used to be a she, is this okay? The biggest argument comes from the idea that men are stronger than women. But this is not always the case. So my answer, and I'm sure you can guess this, I feel like regardless if you're born a woman or man, the way you switch, I don't care if you switch models, if you hit me, you might as well be prepared to get that ass hit back. And if you can't get the hint that I have no problem hitting you, and you continue to attack me, I'm going to defend myself to the best of my abilities. I love this one. He kept it real 100. He brought it from perspectives that I didn't even think about, because I never thought about the gay guy and getting into a girl's face, and I never thought about the transgender. So I really, really appreciate this one because it actually educated me on some things that I wasn't even thinking about. He showed me a bigger picture, and you have to think about the bigger picture in this day and age because you do have this strong community, and they have the right to have a voice as well. And we can't just chuck it up as not existing because it's very much real. So thank you, honey. I appreciate your pearls of wisdom. It really actually did educate me. And then I have one more story from the guy. This one I really, really appreciate it because he kind of kept it real with the fact that he's actually hit a woman before and he totally regrets ever doing this. Well, I've never thought it was okay, but I've dated one or two women who used to test the waters. Just pop your ass off out of nowhere or just try to go all in. It was more of a reaction, but that shit made me feel horrible. It made me feel less than a man. So from then on, I just took myself out of the whole situation. Love should never hurt. It should never hurt mentally, and it should never hurt physically. And I got more females in my family than males. So my respect for women is on a different level than average. But this is just my perspective. It's a great perspective, my friend. I appreciate the fact that you felt bad afterwards. I appreciate the fact that you defended yourself in the first place. So I know you have to find your way in this situation, but know one thing. This girlfriend of yours right here does not look at you any different. She does not put you in a different light. I still love you. And believe it or not, if you were in a situation where you felt like she was attacking you and you defended yourself, I don't really think you did the wrong thing. No. So, let me know, guys. Drop me a line. Send me a comment. Share this with your friends. If you think that I'm completely wrong and I got your perspective completely off, or you want to share some more knowledge or some more stories, please do so. Like I told the ladies, I want to keep this going. It's super important that we get this topic out there. It used to be so black and white to me, but now I realize there's so much gray. And with that being said, I think I have more to learn about it. And I'm always willing to learn. So teach me. So this is Michelle's Pearls of Wisdom. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Bye.